Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Gargaritas, one cocktail, two opinions. We have another special episode lined up for you, but first, this is me, Tejal.
Hi, this is Seema, and the guest we have today is the most experienced, most caring, most valuable person of the Garg family.
Whoa.
There you go,
Wow.
Arvind.
Hello, everybody.
Arvind, Dad, Daddy, all the different words. Today we're going to talk about parenting. Obviously, no brainer. These are my parents. All kinds of things. I think looking at their own parents and how they parented, looking at themselves as parents, looking at parents of today, and some of their thoughts. But before we get into that, we're drinking. What are we drinking?
Amaretto sour.
Why?
And the reason we are drinking that, Arvind, you say it.
It's been one of my favorite drinks for a long time. I've always liked the sweet and sour concept, whether it's whiskey or not. But then once I started drinking Amaretto, it was a great drink to have. And I just like the taste of it because I felt it went good with almost any meal.
Yes,
Wait,
that's true.
You used to have whiskey sour before Amaretto sour?
No.
No, but I like the sweet and sour concept because
Oh.
most
Yeah.
people do have in whiskey sours.
Oh, okay.
But once I found out that Amaretto sour is also there, and I always liked Amaretto also,
Yeah.
then Amaretto sour, and also I feel goes much better with all meals as opposed to whiskey sour.
Yeah.
Okay, let me start us off. I'll probably be more of the questionnaire today. But what do you guys think prepared you the most when you became new parents or like guided your decisions? I mean, pre these.
Nothing. Like we didn't do any research. We didn't do I came from somewhere where we didn't read books about how to raise kids, how to do this, how to do that. I thought that comes naturally to you, and that's how we were raised. That's how I thought I will raise my kids, and that's the way we did raise them. I didn't read any books. I did not ask anybody how to raise them. So whatever came to us, this is what we did.
Yeah, I would pretty much agree with that. There was no, as everyone says, no preparation, and maybe times and generations have changed that there's a lot of material and a lot of psychology and all this stuff about raising kids, which we never prescribed to, we never agreed with, and the goal was just happy, healthy children and development being the way it should be. Nothing that we would expect or you go to the doctor and make sure everything is fine, but nothing that we have to follow any certain path or routine for them. And as long as they're developing normally, then that's the way life should be.
But I mean, things like I don't know, when to push on disciplining or when to let your kid have. I mean, was it really just all of it go in the flow and what they should eat when they should, how long they should be breastfed, or I don't know.
No, that, I said, that all the decisions taken by ourselves. We asked, like, our pediatrician will give us the guidelines
Mm-hmm.
that kids should be sleeping through the night by 6 months. And then they should be doing this by a year. They should be doing by 2 years. So this is what I did. Like, I stopped breastfeeding all of three of you at 6 months. So there was no guide. Like, people breastfeed their kids till 1, 2, 3. So that was my thing. I put it on myself that I'm going to breastfeed for 6 months. So it's our decision taken by us, not any guidelines followed by anybody.
We had a lot of different stuff happen. Also, our first year when Sonam was very young, I was between jobs. Seema was also going to school at the time, and therefore I spent a lot of the time with her at home when Seema was going back and forth to school. So in a way, I basically raised Sonam for her, you could say, first 6 to 9 months of her life. And so how we fed, what we did, and whatnot was mainly to accommodate that, as opposed to it has to be done by pumping breast milk or whatnot and whatever to get the energy into her. And I always go back to the first pediatrician we had, Dr. I forget what his name was.
James. Something.
Anyway, and he, because Sona was very small, petite, tiny, whatever you want to call it, and people would always say she's not eating enough and stuff. His one advice lived with me forever. He said, as long as her input and her output are going fine, I mean, basically whatever she's eating is fine, and she's going to the bathroom fine, and she's a happy baby, assume everything is going to be okay. You don't need to be doing anything extreme on top of that.
Yeah.
And that advice I pretty much followed, or we pretty much followed with all of you. Is that information?
Uh, huh. What were you gonna say?
And we took we took Sonam to all the parties. We didn't care. She sleeps at 6, she sleeps at 7, she sleeps at 8, she will sleep at 9. And then we will take her in her the car seat, and then we'll put it somewhere. We'll go into the party, we'll give it to somebody, and when we leave, said I'll just say, "Give me my child back. I'm going home now." Daddy took her to her MBA group sessions, so she will be crawling around when they will be having their group sessions, and she was crawling around the department, that carpet. And
Yeah. And didn't matter. I mean, I didn't know where she was. I knew she was in the room, but who had her, who was playing with her? Maybe they fed her, maybe they didn't. Who knows? And maybe she paid. I was, I always felt they're still humans, and you can't keep them in a bubble, and therefore try to protect them from everything. And therefore, whatever happens, happens. We just took her, and I mean, the late nights out. I mean, yeah. Once school started, everything changed. Even then, with weekends, were still no time restriction, but otherwise, yeah, we never stopped anything and changed our routine because of the kids.
Well, and also it's like you guys were probably the first parents of your social group,
yes.
right?
No, see, we had 2 3 types of social groups. So we had one student groups who didn't have kids, and we
They
had
weren't even
like
married.
younger, which they were just married, and then we had older kids who had kids similar to our age or younger age.
Yeah, like the kids were more
yeah,
close to you.
yeah. So
no one really going through the same experience with you at the same time.
No.
not many, no.
And then how much did you use your own parents? Whether that's like calling them for advice or remembering yourself of how, for example, for me, if and when I have kids, I constantly think, or I talk to friends that have kids, I always look back to like what you guys did with us as my benchmark. Did you do the same?
I don't ever remember calling either my parents or Seema's parents for advice ever. Our philosophy has always been there are kids, we will deal with it. Whatever comes up, it's our hassle to deal with the way we would. We were also at a point where you're now talking in 80s or whatnot, where things travel were not as easy. So both of our parents, her parents were in India, my parents were in US, which already was across the globe anyway.
Yeah.
And therefore, it was not something that we would just pick up the phone and start talking or whatnot.
I think that might have helped also. we raised our kids single-handedly, all 3 of you.
Yeah. No, that's okay. And then, but like, not for help. What about them parenting you? Did you use, whether it's like I really liked how my parents did this and I think I'm going to carry it forward, or I didn't like how my parents did this and I don't want to do it with my kids?
I think what I can gather, both of our parents, I find the similar. My mom grew up in a very well-to-do family, and so she was a spoiled child, and she got married early. And my father was well established and all that. So he was the strict one, and she was the one who gave us the thing like, let them sleep. Our father was, no, they have to get up, at this time. And my mom will say, it's Sunday, the one day they get to sleep, just let them sleep. So she in my house, my father is the one who we were scared of, meaning like he's the one who did all these rule making or whatever you can call. But our mom was.
But what, like, I don't get what was that? How did that tie into what you did?
No, because basically what she's saying is the way the traditional concept where the father was the earner and the provider and was the one for discipline, and the mom was the one that provided all the nurturing, the caring, and that kind of stuff. I mean, not to say dads don't care, but the discipline in her house was also her dad. This one in my house was also my dad. And mom took care of basically all the other household stuff. Neither of our mothers were career women, and therefore they were at home. And when we were married, that was also the plan, that we would be the same way. That Seema did not have a career aspiration at that time. I mean, she's a teacher now and whatnot and doing a lot of stuff. but I'm right now, at that time, I was the earner, and therefore I was following the traditional path. And so, if you want to say, yeah, that's the way we were raised, that's the way we saw the kids being done.
Yeah.
That
But we didn't follow. We didn't follow that. We didn't follow the one that.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that the we didn't follow the traditional view, because I was with you guys more, and I would do the stuff. It's not that he would do the main parenting, or he would do the
But you
main
thought your
disciplining.
dad did the main parenting?
No, not main parenting. The disciplining part
Yeah,
of it.
I feel like that's a valid point, because I think what you guys took was, and I think it's less about parenting. I think it's just gender norms of India, and that's just a cultural thing of your generation that it's slowly shifting.
yes,
I feel like that's probably what you guys carried forward more, but I do think in even comparing to um other people in your generation, I don't think you guys split
No,
parenting
no, no,
styles
no, no,
the
no.
way that your parents did. Okay, yes. Were there moments where, like, when we were younger, I
No,
mean, I don't know how those other two feel. I don't think I have so much fear. But yes, they could have said that they were maybe more scared of you, Dad, than they were of Mom. And there could have been moments where the discipline felt slightly stronger on your end. But I also don't feel like it was the same disparity between you two that it was with your parents. Like, I don't think, for example, when I wanted an emotional conversation, I can only go to Mom. Or when I think of, like, who's the person who set down the rules, it was only you. Because she was pretty strict.
no,
I mean, in comparison.
yeah, and that I think one thing we did do good is that we agreed on, is that whatever we did, whatever we decided, however we decided to discipline, was joint. It was never a fact that she gave something or I gave something that was different or I would have done it. Maybe afterwards we argued about it, but at the time, all right, whoever decided, it was something we both agreed what it should be done, or when one person did it, the other supported it fully, and then we may have disagreed back in the bedroom. That's something different, but it was never one of those type of issues where we didn't have a joint common front.
Yeah, you didn't good cop, bad cop.
No, we never had good cop, bad. I never liked the philosophy of children playing parents against each other and finding who they could was a soft one and
No, we
whatnot.
could not.
And I will always remember the one time, I forget which one of you came back and said that, that, hey, Dad, can I do this? And I said, go ask Mom. And well, we already asked Mom, and she said to ask you. And I said, well, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I said you should never have that option that I can get something from one and not the other.
Wait, you said disagreements. Do you guys remember having any? Because like
yeah.
like you guys said.
Oh
did.
yeah. I will say, like, Sonam, when she was 6 months old, she would not sleep. Like, she would wake up, and then she will cry. But I was ready to give up after like 15-20 minutes, and then he wouldn't budge.
Yeah.
So that was a difficult situation, and that's what I told her. I said, I'm not going to let her cry for so long. I don't care however she becomes or not
So
becomes.
what did you do?
So what
I said, Mom, out of the room.
No, we were out of the room, but then she didn't cry for longer than 20 minutes also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because then I said, I said, if you cannot listen to it, you go.
Yeah.
And I said, I will be here. Nothing will happen to her. But she has to learn that she will not always be picked up when she's crying.
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, those are the normal things about young kids. And as they get older, there may be, I'm sure there were things we probably didn't agree about. But again, I don't remember.
Yeah, these things like this.
I mean, that's pretty normal. But
Yeah.
what I think is also because you guys, it's quite surprising actually that didn't happen. Seeing as you didn't really have a plan or think so much in advance of how you're going to do things, it's quite interesting that in the moment, I don't know how it just kind of worked out, because more of the time when you think in advance and you're like, okay, this is how we're gonna handle it, you're less likely to disagree. But imagine the moment one of you said something that you really didn't agree with. That's an easy point for you to be like, that was wrong. Let's, But that I don't know.
And maybe it happened, and we then argued about it later. But again, I don't ever remember arguing or disagreeing that, oh, you should not have said that to her or him in front of that.
No,
Yeah.
the reason that worked, both of us, the discipline level was not at 10 level and 100 level. We were at both of us like
Yeah.
40, 60 times. So
Yeah.
he must have been
Yeah.
60, I would have been 40.
Right.
So sometimes he gave up, sometimes I gave up.
Yeah.
So that's how it worked. The problem happens when one person, one parent wants to give, oh, let it be, and one parent said, no,
Yeah.
it has to be like this. Then problem happens.
Yeah.
And in that, child gets suffer. He doesn't know who to listen. He doesn't know what is the best balance. So I think the what I have gathered from my experience and what I see in parents around me also, is just that you have to agree in between you where both of you are there. So it won't work if you are at totally different levels. If you are meeting each other at certain level, I think then it works.
And I also think it's a huge impact on the, let alone less about necessarily knowing the balance or the kids like kind of lost. I think it significantly impacts the relationship the child has with their parent when you adopt these rigid parents parenting roles between them. Because look at yourselves. I mean, Shalom Mom Nanaji passed when you were, I don't know, 28, 27. So maybe a little bit different. But like, if you look at your relationships with your dads versus your moms, it's quite different, right?
Yes, it is.
And I don't know about, I can only speak for myself. I don't think that my relationship between the two of you is that different. Probably as a product of.
No, but it's different. Our father being so that we still were so close to our father, and he's also.
No, I'm not saying closeness. I'm saying for example, I feel like I could have a conversation with Dad about. I have had conversations with Dad about sex, not necessarily my sex life, but like curiosity, or about dating, or about my period, and I can have a conversation with you about my career, my like the things that you would stereotypically in your head, kids would go to one or the other.
No, that we didn't have.
I don't feel like I have that where I go to one over the other. I mean,
no, that's
do I ask Dad a cooking question? No. Do I ask you an Excel question? No.
No.
Like these are sort of the differences, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so not from other people or your parents, what do you guys think you learned from each other? Or did you like pick up things?
Oh, no, I mean that's for me. I'm a typical, what do you call it? Quantitative engineer, logic. Everything dictates pretty much 90+% of stuff I do. And if you want to say that, hey, there has to be more to it, and that anything you're going to do, there's going to be another side of it, which is where Seema comes in and brings that other side of it, which I don't have because I don't see it. The appreciation of certain things, the art of cooking, the certain, all those kind of things, which I have zero appreciation for, but I realize matters more to the total way a child should be exposed to, is probably what I see. And that's why it's great that it's done that way, that she can take all that out, which I don't do.
But that is the strong part of being balanced parenting. He can handle some of those aspects and I can handle some of those aspects. I'm not going to interfere with him, that when he's handling his part of it, he's not going to interfere. He hasn't interfered with me. Like if I'm going to for your prom dress, he will not say, oh, what kind of dress, he has never butt into these kind of decisions, house things, this friends coming, not coming, sleepovers. We never asked him that, oh, you guys are going for sleepover. So he knew that I have decided that has to be fine.
We basically, I think what she's trying to say, whatever she was good at or strong at, I never interfered in that. And whatever I was good at and strong at, she never interfered in that either.
You know what comes up in movies a lot nowadays, especially with the dilemma people have with working parents or a stay-at-home parent and a working parent is the working parent saying something about the way the kids should be, and the non-working parent fighting back and saying like, you don't get much of a say because you're barely at home. Because considering for most of our life, like, mom didn't work and you worked, did that ever come up that,
No.
you know,
He used to travel a lot also.
yeah,
Like in the US, he was traveling. Holland, he used to give courses and he was traveling. It's not that
Or he-
now you show up after 1 week and you have no say. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
No, but Tejal, it's. I think the problem is totally being gone. Even if he was traveling, he would call every day.
Oh, I see.
Like
the absentee.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not कि हफ्ते के लिए चले गए and then once I have seen wives when husband went for business trips, they did not know where they were staying, what they did not know how long they were gone for, they did not know, some of them did not know even where they were going. I would get a call and we would both have a talk like, oh bachon ne aaj ye kya, this has
Even
happened.
I remember that. Yeah,
this
I remember
is
the daily.
yeah, this is, so he was not totally absent.
But see, you can't even base it just on the travel and whatnot. I mean, if I look at it, like, for example, my dad didn't travel or whatnot, but if I was to tell you how many times I remember my dad coming and seeing me play tennis at high school,
Yeah.
I don't remember I played tennis 3 years in high school. I think I remember my dad coming to one of my matches
Yeah,
in
yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
And he never traveled, he was always there. So I believe there's a lot that can be done for parents, whether they're home or not or whatnot, and how involved they are in their kids' life, whether it's volunteering for school. I mean, you guys were in Oman. I mean, I was on the
Board.
the school board of the school, for just to be part of your school in in a way I could, stuff like that.
No, it's like we have home videos of both at parent teacher, like, what do you call those the conferences, what are those, open day, what are they called, open days,
Yeah.
No, parent teacher conference,
open
yes.
houses,
Open houses,
like, both we have home videos of both of you being there, and
that's where I think the
know.
difference is where whether the parents are home or not or whatnot, and whether one's working or not, if it's the involvement with your kids, or even being involved, as I always come back to it, traditional Desi Indian parents, where the dad was just the earner, and that, being involved in hobbies or whatnot. I still remember Sonam took rollerblade lessons and I took it with her.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And so that's how you're involved in that the child feels that you're involved in their life also. Not just a phone call.
Okay, involvement is a good segue.
But it's that long-term effect. You can't expect that the child, after 20 years and now after you have time, that the child will be involved in your life when you were not involved in their life.
Yeah. Literally, I think we all have come to the conclusion that the foundational years, whether you call that 0 to 5 or 0 to 10, I think that's just what sets.
No, I believe it's all part of the same thing. I mean, there's so much that goes on in junior high and high school today, and
No, it continues, but I mean, like, listening to how you respond to listening to your parents, or how you how kids are with strangers. Like, these are things that you can't, there's certain things you just can't teach as a kid gets older.
agreed.
My thing about involvement, maybe this is getting into a little bit about new parents. I think people struggle with how involved, in quotes, to be in their kids' lives. How did that look like for you? Because you guys are pretty, I mean, as a family, we're typically quite involved with each other's lives. But how did you draw, like, okay, no, it's fine, they can have their own independence with this, or it's okay if they're not telling me what's happening here, but this I need to know. I don't know.
Need to know about the kids?
It's like, we were, okay, so you know how we talked about in one of our earlier episodes that you immediately became a Facebook friend? But there are some parents who kids are not comfortable with that, but they feel the need to be involved. They're like, I need to know what the kid's doing.
Yeah.
Or if I'm, I don't know, on a school trip, I need to know, like, what's happening in that.
Yeah, that independence, that we never worried about it. I think one time it happened that you wrote something on Facebook and somebody came and told us that
Oh
they,
my lord, what was it?
I'll tell you. And then somebody came and told us that that's what you wrote, or you responded to message or something.
Oh my god,
And
this is such deja vu remembering this.
and then I just told that person, I said, look, we know what our kids are doing, and it's okay. We know what they're doing. We know they know their limits, so we are fine with it. Whatever has happened, and Tejal is so smart. She knows what she is doing. So please don't bring this to us.
But you didn't know about it.
No, but I don't need to know. I see. This is
Oh,
what
it's the
we are.
trust.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I was gonna say it just comes down
Yeah,
to
that's
how
come
you
that
trust it.
trust part. Like Tejal, Sonam came home one day and she goes, "Oh, my teacher was shouting at us, and at the end of the day, they were in the library and blah blah blah." So I said, she goes, "Mom, she mightn't." See, the good thing about the trust, how trust develops. You guys came home and you told us everything. It's not that this plagiarism one time happened.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
So that happened, and that English, this teacher, she told her off or whatever. You will come home and then you will tell us that this is coming.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm making a note, guys. I totally didn't plagiarize. It was a read my transcript, whatever, that turnitin.com and whatever. That was a stupid mistake on the teacher's part. Yeah, you did.
So it's just supporting, trusting your own child.
Yeah.
You have to,
which is built from early, right?
this is what I know, and this is how you got it. You got that security. If you would have come home and said, "Mom, my teacher might call you," and then this is what we did, and then if I would have been on your case,
Yeah.
oh, blah, 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 like why were you then the situation would have turned into something else, and then
Yeah.
I said, okay,
I
fine,
feel
I'll deal with it when it comes.
I think the biggest thing I can say is my so much wisdom of parenting is I think creating a safe space
Yes.
is one of the most important things that you can do for your kids at all ages. You know, letting your kid come to you if they've made a mistake, and not to say that you just brush it off. I don't think that you guys did that. Like if we did sincerely mess up or something, and we were told like this was not correct behavior, this is, you need to fix it, or whatever lesson needed to be learned in that, you do acknowledge it, but it's not that it you just get scolded and it's like you suck.
That child is never coming back to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that the more you do that, the more likely they're going to open up, and it just carries into the future. I mean, I can't think of. People are like, "What do your parents not know?" I was like, I can't tell you one thing, literally.
Yeah.
Like that you guys probably don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's that. I don't say to so many friends and parents like I know everything about you guys, because
you don't say you don't want to make them feel jealous.
No, it's all part of the same story. That there's no. If you say one of the things that I probably did take from my dad, or is that there was never a question that it could not be answered to a child.
Mm-hmm.
This statement of you're too young to know, or these are things children should not know, or they don't need to know about this, or whatnot. If it is a family issue, now true, how you explain something to a 5-year-old is different than how you explain it to a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, that type of stuff. But the fact that when the child comes and asks anything, brings anything to you, there's not a matter that you should not know about that or whatnot. And I kind of feel you guys grew up with that it didn't matter what the issue was, no matter how silly or stupid or sensitive or private it was, you know, that you would not be pushed off or brushed off, that it's not something you could not talk about.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And that made the huge difference that nothing was taboo to talk about. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. There was no taboo topic.
No.
That you would be scared to bring to.
Some people might find it weird even.
They do. There's a lot of people that did, and especially, I mean, culture-wise, when you're talking to Asians versus Europeans versus Americans, of how they look at even sex and drugs and stuff like that, of what you can talk to your kids about, what kids should know. Even families today, when they're talking about money, wills, I still find quite amazing. wills and debt and stuff like that, that they're still, kids should never know how much money we have.
Yeah.
And I think I never understood that concept because I never grew up with it either. So I always knew that. So it's a thing that have to go on that you can.
That's the line between. Obviously, it changes as you grow up, but the line I think between parent to child gradually gets smaller and smaller.
Yes, I will say it does get smaller. And one thing your mom has always said, which you will never be your kid's best friend, and you should not be.
Oh, you think that? Okay.
You should not. You're still their parent.
Even today, you'd say that.
Even today, I would say that. What you can do together is a lot different. I prefer you guys at this age because the discussions we can talk about, the topics we can talk about are still very different. But your well-being is still my top priority. And if anything is jeopardizing that because you think differently versus what I do, I'm sorry. I'm still your parent in that sense. You may not go with it. That's up to your choice. But I'm not your best friend that I'm going to agree with you going trying something stupid because I think it's the wrong thing.
But a best friend shouldn't do that either.
Well, again, but they may go along in time.
No, Tejal, best friend, yes, that's fine. But parent is parent.
But how do you guys feel like your
best friend cannot be parent?
Okay, but that's just that's in like how does that look like today when your kids are all 25 plus or 20 whatever?
You're still our kids, and therefore, what we can see and do, and what we know from you, and what we believe your future will be better off doing, right? We will still disagree.
Mm-hmm.
We'll still disagree. You may want to go a different or whatnot, but we will still have that concern in the back of our minds, and we will still be thinking of what to do. And I'm almost going to go down the road that you guys probably see us as a bigger safety net than you would a friend.
Well, yeah.
Well, therefore,
there is a
parent
difference.
and friend can never be the same. Your friend will never be the safety net your parents can be.
No, but that's I think we're fortunate. I think the five of
true.
us.
I agree. That's not true for everybody.
I wouldn't say that for a lot of kids and their parents.
I agree.
Because I feel like the unit that we have is not as common.
And which may be the case, and those people will find the equal person to maybe be that.
Yeah.
To be their voice in their head, let's call it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, we always have our standard rules that we've had in our house and stuff like that. About the decision making and stuff like that. Oh my God,
we should share it. Are those like our trademarking at
no.
the end of it? We should. What?
Yeah, standard. Yeah.
We'll share it at the end. You guys, these are golden rules that we remember to live by. Okay, let me just share it now. Every time we were going somewhere, Dad would tell us, "Oh wait,
no. Those are the 3 standard rules when you're out and about together."
Oh, which ones are you saying?
I'm talking about the decision-making rules that we always have.
Listen to the voice in your head.
That's end. Okay, number 1, is it legal?
Is it legal? Can I tell my parents?
Number 2, can I comfortably, even after I've done it, am I okay going back and telling my parents that this is what I've done?
Yeah.
All right. Do I have that confidence that it's okay? So number 1, is it legal? Because if it's not legal, you shouldn't be doing it anyway. Yeah. Okay. Number 2, can I tell my parents I've done it? Okay. And then number 3, that little voice in your head.
But they don't have to be consecutive, right? Because we
no, I'll give you, yes. I was just going to say that. I'll give you example of illegal or, we also drove legal. Before we had a license. Sonam called us from Vietnam when she was on a trip.
Yeah.
And they were all going to go out and drink, but it is illegal.
Yeah.
But the teacher said, okay, I'll take you. She called us up from there. She goes, this is what we are doing. Do you guys are okay if I drink? I said, yeah, if everybody is going, be normal, like don't overdo it. Yeah. I was not going to tell her, no, it's illegal. No, you are not doing it.
But that's still going with your safety net's permission, right?
Yeah.
What we always said is, and we still always say, if you guys do anything in life and you let us know what had happened and what you had done, and by doing it, you get stuck in a bad situation, I will bail you out and do whatever I can to do it. If you do something stupid on your own and get stuck
you're on
somewhere,
your own, dude.
Now, then it's my prerogative whether I do, but then it's a matter of what lesson I want you to learn, then...
No, 2-3 दिन तो जेल में निकालने पड़ेंगे.
Then you might have to spend a couple of days in jail.
Who's going to jail first in between? Let's be real nowadays.
Yeah, but nowadays it's different. We're talking about...
We have a lawyer with us now, so we don't worry about going to the jail.
Don't have magical powers. okay, maybe whatever it's called, retrospection. What do you remember as some of your top, or just a single top hard parenting moment? It can be like when one of us was being, Mimi, I should say, these and Chodus were being difficult, or
You being difficult, or these or Chotu being difficult? Daddy will say you were the most difficult. Not baby, huh?
only
Baby.
up until the age of 3.
Yeah.
Then I wasn't difficult after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, up until the age of 5, maybe. But like any hard moment where you were like, being a parent in this time is really hard, or you felt where you feel like you had to make a decision because you're the parent, but you went to bed feeling like that kind of sucked, or but I got to do it because it's called parenting, or it was a challenge and you didn't really know what to do.
I don't remember anything like that.
I don't believe there's anything drastic that I can think of for you guys. And I'm gonna come back and say the reason that probably happened was because
We're just such good kids.
No, not because you're good kids. Once we left the United States and we kept moving all the time, that the only continuity we had was the 5 of us.
Yeah.
And therefore that changed a lot, that there was not a lot of other people, external environments or stuff that
forced
you guys into doing other things, and therefore the one place that you were comfortable was at home, and we all were, and that was not reason to have you guys go out and do. I mean, you have the normal simple stuff about one of you going out and staying out later than you probably should have, or they're probably we're eating something stupid and getting sick. I mean, that's the normal stuff about kids. But in terms of a drastic, it was all, the schools were pretty rigid in what they did.
Yeah.
The houses we lived in, we moved from big, small, so the house was never a big issue, and that you all had to have your own rooms or whatnot, that didn't even matter, that type of stuff. So,
what about, so you have both boys and, so we have a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
So there's anything that you felt like there was a difference between son versus daughter, and then you also have 3 kids. So there's a difference in the fact that Deeds and Ishu have 10 years apart. Like, how do you parent Deeds when Ishu's in the room? Like, he doesn't understand anything. How did those, come into play? Or the fact that
then you have that discussion separately. I mean, if there's something we had to talk with
not
Sonam, you wouldn't do it in front of.
Yeah.
If we had to have a discussion with her about something she did that does not necessarily affect anybody else. If it was a discussion with her that you should also learn from, that Anisha being very young was never part of these things from a long time.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in him even being there, So maybe he either went to sleep or we did it separately or whatnot. But yeah. In terms of boys and girls, I mean, come on, everyone knows. Raising boys and raising
she
girls,
was the easiest.
was...
Whatever, Mom.
Yeah, because I was used to say, oh, you have girls, that's why you say they are easy, you have girls. And he's like, I will tell him to stand here, he will not move. Tejal, we had to put leash on you.
Yeah. But that's like when I'm young.
Yeah.
Well,
so
same with Isha.
he was young. I will take him out to the car. I said, Isha, just stay here. He will be standing there.
Yeah, he's quite an obedient child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of... do you think it would have been different if he was first? I don't know.
No.
Yes, I do believe Howell the first one, and
I never wanted a boy.
There's...
First one, yeah.
No, everyone you can talk about, will a boy be different, would a girl be different? The same situation, and number one, they never will be. In other words,
no 2 kids can be the same.
And no 2 situations will ever be the same. What we did with Sonam at her age, how she maybe interacted with different people at the gatherings or the functions you would have, and what she did at school with other people, and then what brought home, it was all very different, And now, we had son first, who was at 5, we then left the United States, and how that child would have acted with other international kids might have been different than how some. Who knows? Yes, it would have been different. Would have been easier or harder? I can't say.
Yeah.
People do say that girls are easier at the younger age, harder at the older age. Boys are the reverse. Because you're more worried about other things that can happen to females, and I know Sonam always resented that.
Yeah, Daddy and Sonam butt-headed.
Yeah, we
quite a lot.
We
Had butt.
we butted heads.
quite
in
a
the sense that
lot.
she wasn't given a lot of the freedom and whatnot, and always felt that you and Isha got a little more freedom later on. And maybe that's because we kind of knew what we were doing and trusted certain things. But the first kid, you still never know
Yeah.
how
Well,
far
I
you
mean,
can let things go. So,
environment matters.
and environment
That was
matters also.
Oman versus Holland are also.
There's so many different factors in that, yeah, and yeah, and sadly, society, yes, boys can be out and about a lot more free than females can.
Yeah.
No, but
I've,
we never thought that, oh, Ishi can go at 16 and you couldn't go. We never, like, you
I
went.
don't think you thought
It's
about
the
it.
it's like, it's not that, it's just the situation, it's
Yeah, like it wasn't
this
because
is
of us.
yeah,
It was
it's
the
like
world around.
learning. We learned, oh, you don't have to be so regimented about it, like let them go. So maybe this is what we learned with Sonam. We told her not to go out with the friends, or she felt that she was not given a freedom. Maybe she thought I was not allowed to go for parties, or I was not allowed to go some places in Oman, I don't know. But you were, so she must have felt like that. But the way we were different, we said, okay, she didn't get into too much trouble in Oman, so like you guys are okay to be independent by yourself. So maybe we thought, okay, let's try it. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what it worked.
Well, and I think it's this is the thing that sometimes you think about when you realize like parents are human. Whenever you do something first, you don't know, and you're gonna make more hiccups than you would.
yeah.
It's the same.
And you're gonna take more cautions.
Yeah, you're gonna do it. You're gonna be more risk averse, right?
Yeah.
You're going to learn from the first. Hopefully, you learn from the first that you will then apply to the second. I don't think parenting is any different. Maybe there's a reason Ishu was also. Not saying that he wasn't a good kid, but like he could have also been easier because this was your third time around.
We just let him.
You knew the tantrums and you knew how to deal with them and how, I don't know, to navigate that. But I think that you didn't necessarily also, as at least Deeds and I, we operate very much as strong women. I would say, and Ishu is not macho. And I think that there is an element of whether that came consciously or not, or it came from the fact that you guys didn't differ in each other much, in the sense of like raising you didn't raise daughters as daughters or as son. Like you didn't raise Deeds as a son, or you didn't raise the girls as, I don't know if I'm saying this the right way, but it's like.
Yeah, we
be your gender, in quotes, neutral, in the sense of how you're going to be raised.
If you three of you are together and you're going somewhere and you're encountering somebody on the road, and you will go first to throw a punch at that guy, then Ishi will.
Yeah, that's just my personality.
Yeah.
That's a good from you.
Yeah.
He will evaluate like that first.
Be like, is it safe to go? Is it not safe to go?
Get me.
Yeah, because there are better ways.
You don't have time to think of better way.
Okay, then let's turn. I don't know what else before we switch into just kind of getting into parenting nowadays, because I think it's a little bit changed in time. You guys must have seen some changes. Anything else from your own time?
No. I will just say that like lot of parents I've heard, like हमारे friends and some family, we want kids like yours. Whatever you guys have done it, I want to do the same thing. But I think we get a lot of credit. But the credit, like now we are thinking, the way parents raise, like, but I give the credit to you guys also, like the most credit to you, because you guys never crossed your limit. You knew your limits. You knew.
Yeah, but I disagree with that. And even Ishu, I think, okay, that changes as time goes on. I 100% though believe kids turn out, when you have parents in the mix, kids turn out 70% based off of parenting. They're adults.
No, I'm not saying no. So I'm not saying totally.
When you say limits, we also didn't go out of our limits because early on we knew not to go out of our limits and why we shouldn't go out of our limits. You can't just say that kids are naturally. There's a a cyclical nature of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
but Tejal, that
You-
can
we-
go the other way also. It's just very easily. w- All three of you didn't think of that. All three of you were on the same page, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
We'll
it's
take
just
cues from each other.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's just it give and take. You will give some, and then you guys will meet us at certain point, and then that's why parenting for like you asked us, oh, any hard thing. We didn't have to like be harsh on you because we didn't have to.
Well, we also didn't have intensive limits.
Because it was, and no, and I'm going to disagree a little bit here on that, because it's not something we both sides knew what their limits were. When I say that, we knew what our limits were with you, and you knew what your limits were with us. And we both basically tried not to cross that. We knew things that you liked, you didn't like, and you knew where we shouldn't exceed that either. But most of the time, whenever parents have come back and said, hey, your kids are like this and this, and we really want our kids to be that. And my next question was, and I always come back and say, well, it was great if you did, but your kids are now in high school. It's a little bit late for you to start.
Right, exactly.
This is not something you can change your 13-year-old to now be fully trustworthy, fully, the way you want them to be.
Yeah.
When for the last 10 years, you haven't done that.
Yeah.
So, they say, hey, talk to our kids and do that. I say, I'm happy to talk to them, but until you, your spouse, change what you're doing at home, your child will not change.
Yeah.
It's not something my 1 hour discussion is going to change your child. And it's not something that we did in the last 1 year. This has been a slow process over many, many years, which is why this family is where they are today, that we know, everybody knows where the other stands. Yes, we have our family bickering here and there, but we all know that we're in it for the betterment of everybody, and not an individual that I must be better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's where the huge difference. Who gets credit or who not? We can give each all. We can say it was all of us, or we can say it was none of us. I really don't care. But the fact that the family decided everything together is why it happened.
Yeah, that's fair. So when we're talking about then people coming to you on parenting advice, let's do some hot takes or like.
Oh my gosh, you really want to go open this door?
Yeah, we can keep it in a smaller time frame considering where we are with time, but like what are some of the things that you're seeing now? What are your, oh my god, let me ask it this way. Give me your biggest like ick. Like when you see parents doing this, you're like, ugh. Like, get it together.
Raising your kids by the books.
Oh.
Following a strict time schedule regardless of what else is happening bugs me more than anything.
Me too. Parents
can be out having fun at a party, and next thing you know, oh my god, it's 7:00, we have to go home because it's our kid's bedtime. And next thing you know, but wait a minute, but it's Friday night. But then it'll ruin their schedule for the next week. I'm sorry, I don't see that. Or then how do you travel? How do you expect a kid to then actually learn anything different on these?
No, that's why they don't travel with them. That's why they don't take them everywhere. We had neighbors in Singapore, and then she will say, "Oh, I will come to your house after dinner once I put my kids to bed." So they never brought their kids, and we took you guys everywhere.
Yeah.
I will caveat my statement. I always say, every parent knows what's best for their kids. And they will probably disagree the way we raise kids. Let's even go down that
some
road.
did.
The way and they said, how can you do that?
So
and
strict you guys are.
And in terms of eating and whatnot, it doesn't matter what they're eating. Yes, you can't always have them eating junk, but the fact that you're at somewhere and other people are feeding them, we really didn't care what was, because we know people still have kids' best interest at heart, and it's all fine. But so I say every parent knows their kids the best, and I will never second guess when a parent says, I'm doing what I think is best for my kids. I support that, because I never like parents saying that to me.
Yeah. That's totally fine. But I'm saying I'm talking more like when they leave.
Yeah, when they leave, and the discussions we have.
Then what are we sitting on the couch and be like, oh my god, it's complete nonsense.
And then the biggest one is this time issue. I think
I think my biggest one is giving excuses for your kids. Your child is misbehaving, and mother comes, he's been tired. He's hungry.
Oh, you guys are missing out on her facial expressions?
He had a bad day today. Give him one slap or don't take him outside. If somebody was having a bad day, I would not take that child out.
Yo.
I don't, because rest of the people don't want to suffer because you brought a hangry child or angry child or bringing that child, and why are you giving excuses? You can say easily, oh, he's the way he is. Why give excuses for the kids?
But that just comes down to disciplining public and whatnot. I mean, parents are, again, I don't know if it's on the books or psychologists or whatnot, parents are just scared to say anything negative to their children for fear of, confidence, or that the kid's going to be scared to do something in the future, or what the issue is on that. But yeah, I'm sorry. I believe everybody in life needs discipline. Adults have it at
need
work.
it too, yeah.
Adults have it at work. If you don't show up to work, you will not get paid. Your boss will chew you out. You will not be able to do something. Kids are no different at any age. They have to know what's good, bad, and different all the time. And it's up to the guardian, whether that's a parent or whoever, to make sure that happens. But you see kids throwing tantrums at the mall. Well, take them home. They should not be there to throwing a tantrum and throwing a fit and messing up for everybody else, or in restaurants, whatever. All right, teach your kid the manners before you bring them to a restaurant. You cannot give the excuse that that's the way he is. I'm sorry, you made the kid that way.
That's going to be my biggest challenge, guys.
Yes, well, I know.
I was suck at disciplining.
Yeah.
Already. So we will see how that goes.
Yes.
हमारे घर में तो लाना मत अपने बच्चे ऐसे.
We can just leave that job to you. Just kidding. No, that's another pet peeve I think collectively have, is parents not raising their own kids.
And we judge that, and there's a lot of people that are doing it, and I disagree with it. Obviously, we did raise our own kids, and I know you guys keep talking about it. I never believe never say never, as I tell everybody, and therefore, when the situation arises, as of right now, I hope we're not raising our grandkids, and I hope you go bring the grandkids to us to raise, but I will not say it's because I don't know what the situation will be.
No, it's not only grandparents.
No,
it's nannies.
yeah,
It's caretakers. It's all that. It's not only grandparents. That only happens in India or whatever. Here you see so many families.
No, it's not, mommy. It's going to do it too.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, but they won't go leave their kid for 2 years there. That only Indian parent can
that's
keep.
a little bit of an
Yeah.
extreme,
Yeah,
but that's
that
also an extreme.
only Indian parent can do it. कि 2 महीने का बच्चा. I see that flights from the US coming. All these oldies are carrying 6 महीने का बच्चा, 2 महीने का बच्चा, साल का बच्चा, because they went there for the
Yeah.
delivery. They raised the kid for 2 months, and now they are taking them back.
Yeah.
No white grandparent will do that.
I think people, I understand, like, there's a luxury we can get. That's a separate conversation on combined working and all that. I don't think it necessarily means one has to work, one doesn't. I think you just make conscious choices of how you incorporate help into your own parenting. But yeah, I mean, we will see. None of us have kids.
Yeah, none of you have kids yet, and we'll
Maybe
see what
we
happens
do another one.
and what the situation
10 years
is. And maybe we will want to. I mean, I'm not even rolling
I think
that
that's
out.
what
Also,
most grandparents' intuition but
but if it comes down to that, both mom and dad won't need to be working, and therefore they're working because their default as the grandparents will be that should be the choice of the grandparents and not the parents.
yeah.
Or to do it that way. That's where I believe the mistake comes. That we expect you to be raising them because we both want to work and earn the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I believe it's a little bit different.
Oh, wait. Last minute. I don't know if this is this is a question. Is it okay to have a favorite child, you guys? You can admit it to me.
No, yes, for certain situations, everybody does. I'm sorry.
What does that mean?
There are certain things I will do with Ishiv because I know I will enjoy it more with him. And therefore, when you say a favorite child, are you saying that overall that I prefer one over the others? No. But there are certain things No, then and that's where you get back to where you're not making the family as an entity. That's it's no different than asking a kid, do you love your mom or your dad more?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? And if you ask a mom and dad and say, do you love do you have a favorite child? I don't have a favorite child that I hope that only this one succeeds and this one doesn't. It's not that type of thing.
Or that you love more.
That I love one more than the other, or that I care more about one's safety than the other. That's not the issue. The issue is, yes, there are certain things that I will choose and prefer to do with one child over the
Yeah.
other, and that's true with all three of my kids.
But there
Okay?
are certain emotions are different.
Yes.
I find with me, I found that with my mom also. Like I find with Sonam, somehow she was my first child, and I don't know, for some reason I find emotionally I connect with her more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and with the Ishi being him the baby of the family,
Yeah.
I still like don't talk to
Treat him like a
don't,
baby.
Yeah.
don't talk to him about serious stuff, and I
Yeah.
still feel.
Yeah.
And I find with you I can talk to you about anything.
Yeah.
So this is there is a emotion
No.
attached to every child separately. When you were raised, the time you were raised, and the situation was different and all that stuff. So it has to happen. Kids take it as a favoritism. It's not favoritism. It's just different emotions for different kids. That's it.
Yeah.
But when parents do start having that favoritism, which I did see in my own from my parents and whatnot, when you start doing that, the other children will
Though
suffer.
they do feel.
They
Yeah.
will suffer.
Yeah.
The minute you start doing that, where everything, because maybe the one has way more potential, or the one is, I mean, I'm sad, you see parents that have a handicapped child and they put all the effort on the handicapped child because the child doesn't need it. I agree. I mean, it's a hard decision from a parent to make. But if when all your effort, all attention and everything does go to that one child, either because they are handicapped or or less able, or it goes to the most best child because it could be the next president or whatever you want to call it, all right, the other children will suffer in some way. And that's a very hard decision for parents that would do. But parents don't realize that by doing that, they are suffering the other children in that.
Yeah. Okay, last part. One parting word of wisdom from each of you.
Parting wisdom, I will say, just be yourself. And
What does that mean?
No,
Mom?
that's
You can
that.
say that with all the topics.
No, I can say with all the top. I'm just saying you don't read any. You don't need. This is what I'm saying. What I'm summing up to this. We didn't read any books. We didn't do anything. Whatever your child the best.
No, mine is just power is in unity. And if the family operates as a unit and not as individuals, which unfortunately is what's happening today. All right. Dad has a career, mom has a career, kid has this thing going on, kid has this thing going, a second one, and so on. And everyone is running in their own direction to be very successful in their own individualism without thinking of the consequence on the rest of the family. That family is going to fall apart at some point, which one of them may be successful, but the others will suffer. Power is in the unity. Everybody should be part of that unit going forward. And that's my advice I will tell everybody is involve everybody in the family in all decisions, age appropriate, obviously, but involve everybody for the family unit to be successful.
Yeah. I'll share my words of wisdom when I have more wisdom on the topic.
No, you tell. One thing you like when the way we were, and one thing you didn't like us as a parents.
Oh my god. I cannot be the only person in the hot seat. My siblings are not here.
I'm sure you would have had chats with your sibling. I'm sure you guys.
Yeah, but I don't think we have chats. We have chats on things that will irritate us every now and then on a daily basis now. Not like parenting woes. I think what I liked is, like I said, the safe space. I feel like I don't, to me, the line between parent and child is so blurred and gradually has been. I don't think, and that's a good place to be. And I mean, I also have siblings, fortunately, that I can always go to, but I don't think that I've ever felt like I can't say something or talk to you about something or admit something or need something. So that I feel, however it was created. Not like, I don't know. I don't think I can say not like. I mean, like,
Good, then there's nothing.
yeah. like the three of us, would we say, and maybe this is a culture thing, like we don't really agree with like physical discipline.
Yeah.
But did I not? I mean, that's a part of like. Did I not like it? No one likes to be
So,
that in that time.
That
but-
I feel also. I feel that if I have to change going back something back, that's the only thing.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that.
It happened like
First of all, like it was a very rare thing,
Yeah.
and it wasn't your default and all that kind of stuff. So I
Yeah.
feel like it doesn't hit us as hard
yeah
at all because we don't have trauma related to
yeah
it.
yeah
It's that's literally but the only thing I can think of. I mean, I don't feel like I have
yeah
issues. That's why I decided to move home at age 30 to be with you guys. So clearly, I'm enjoying the company. We'll leave you guys there, I think. I don't know if anybody has parenting stories or has questions or if you're new parents.
Or disagrees with anything we've said, happy to
Yeah.
still learn. I mean, we are still parents and we're happy to keep learning if we can.
Yo.
No, I'm done with my parenting.
I'm not.
All kaput. I don't parent them anymore.
Okay. See you guys next time or here.